What's up guys, Mark back here with yet another video. Today I'm going to be talking about two different Sony lenses that I think that a lot of people have probably tried to compare and contrast and maybe buy in the past. So I want to go ahead and compare those today. So if you guys are ready, let's go ahead and take a look. So the two lenses I'm talking about today are the Sony 20mm f2.8 and the 16mm f2.8. I first want to say that I got the 16mm f2.8 probably about 2 years ago. I'm going to make a claim that I'm sure some people are not going to want to hear right off the bat, and I'm going to say that it's not that great of a lens. I don't mean to say that just because it's an inexpensive lens or anything like that. I'm genuinely saying that I think that as far as the image quality is concerned, it's not that great of a lens. It has a lot of problems, it has a lot of issues. The main reason that I bought the 16mm though was not because of the image quality on its own. I mainly got it because I wanted to use the fisheye conversion lens that adapts on the front of it. And I wanted that mainly for, you know, sports and action style videos. So, you know, something interesting, just a different change of pace, I suppose. You're not going to find many of the photographs you take with that lens in people's portfolios. Let me just put it that way. So there are a couple of benefits to buying this one, the 20mm over the 16mm. And number one is the build quality. I don't exactly know what the differences are in build materials. I believe this is aluminum of some sort, and this one is actually some sort of alloy, some sort of composite material, maybe like magnesium alloy. I'm not really for sure. But what I can say is that this one feels a little bit better constructed in my opinion. As far as the weight is concerned, they feel roughly about the same. This one might be a few grams heavier than this one, but overall the size really does a pretty good job of maintaining that E-mount smallness and compactness with both of these lenses. I think that the 16mm is roughly about, I don't know, a ½ inch thicker than this one, maybe an 1/8 of an inch. It's not much, but it is worth noting if you're looking to keep the smallest form factor possible. The 20mm also comes with this lens hood. So after you add the lens hood to the 20mm, it is going to diminish the size savings over the 16mm just a little bit, but it is nice that they did include this because this one did not come with any of the, you know, it didn't come with any sort of lens hood whatsoever. And also the lens protector cap, the front cap, actually snaps in right onto the lens hood, which is a really nice feature to have so that you don't just have your lens element, your front element exposed all the time. So again, that does diminish the size savings a little bit, but again, you're getting a lens hood and you're getting some protection. Now, I bought this fisheye conversion lens to go with the 16mm, and fortunately, this older style does in fact fit on the 20mm and 100% works. So if you've already got this system and you managed to get the fisheye converter for this, it will work. And I'll show you some examples coming up right after this. All right, so this is the 16mm with the fisheye converter on it. Now, I want to point out a couple of things right off the bat. If you'll notice up here in the corners, you can notice that there's like this smudging, there's like this weird look off to around the sides. So the image quality of the 16mm is only exacerbated by the fisheye lens. Now, directly after this, I'm gonna take that same fisheye converter and I'm gonna put it on this 20mm f2.8. Now, the focal range or the focal width will not be as wide with the 20mm, obviously, but what you are gonna notice is that there's gonna be a lot sharper defined details on the edges of this image. Okay, so this is the fisheye converter on the 20mm. Now, again, this is the older silver one. I don't have the black one, but there's really not that big of a price difference between the older silver and the newer black one. So depending on what your current situation is, if you already have the silver system with the 16mm and the fisheye converter, I'd say just go ahead and keep it. I don't think that the image quality is going to be that much better. Again, there's probably some videos out there to let you know that, but I don't know that for sure. But if you don't have anything and you want much better image quality than the 16mm, I would go ahead and buy the 20mm f2.8 and go ahead and get the newer glass, the black fisheye converter. I think literally, if you want to buy brand new, you can get the silver one for $198 and then you can get the black one for $158 roughly. So we're looking at about a $40 difference. Now if you decide to buy used like I normally do, then the price difference gets almost non-existent. I think it's maybe like $8. So here is what I'm talking about as far as image quality is concerned. On the two different lenses, I took a picture of the same magazine page, and as you can tell, the 60mm is on the bottom, and it just sort of has this smudgy vignette that goes almost to the center of the lens. This is the top half of the frame, so we're looking at the top left-hand corner and the top right-hand corner of each of the lenses, and the 20mm just absolutely blows the 16mm out of the water as far as sharpness and overall clarity and integrity of the image. You're just not going to take any pictures with the 16mm and it look very good. There's just no way you could use the images that were coming from the 16mm for anything professional. Now for, you know, consumer grade stuff, I think you could probably get away with some stuff, but not with anything where someone is going to pay you. I've even tried stopping the 16mm lens down quite a bit, and I still can't get rid of all of that smudgy vignetting altogether. So I'm very, very lax about using this lens. It has to be in the utmost of casual circumstances when I do. Again, even in this image where I took a picture of some cinder blocks that has a lot of really fine detail, you can tell that the smeary, smudgy vignette goes almost all the way to the middle, almost like this was made to be a portrait lens or something. I don't know. I do think that in certain applications, as long as you know the shortfalls of the lens, you could probably use it. But as you can see on the top, the 20mm is pretty damn sharp all the way across the frame. So I would prefer to add some sort of blurry effect like that, some radial blur in post after the fact where I can control it. I don't necessarily want my lens doing this kind of stuff for me. Who would actually want to buy one or the other? I would say that if you are on an extremely low budget and you just need to get some wide angle shots on your camera, and you're not really concerned about pristine image quality, go ahead and save $100, buy the 60mm. But if your main concern is image quality and not so much your budget, then definitely buy the 20mm. For the extra $100, I think that the image quality by itself, combined with the improved build quality, is definitely going to be worth the 100 extra bones that you're going to be putting into that one. And I know that a lot of people are going to want to know whether or not I would recommend one over the other. And I think that they're just two different lenses made for two different sets of people. One set of people just want the really cool wide angle without being overly concerned about image quality, and then you're going to have those sticklers for image quality that want nothing less than pristine. And I seriously would consider both of these cameras fitting for each of those categories. So kind of figure out the kind of person you are, and I would seriously point you into the direction of that lens. So if you really like good sharp images, go for the 20mm. If you just want the wide angle and maybe some cool shots with your fisheye telephoto or your fisheye adapter, then definitely go for the 60mm. The $100 that you would save can easily be put toward that fisheye, and you'll get some really cool shots out of it, that's for sure. So there you guys go, there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, share the video on the internet with your friends and family and colleagues, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one. At any rate, thanks again for stopping here. I'm your host, Puckett. I'll see you guys again in the next one. Peace.